Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about some of the lessons I learned the first month of owning a box truck company. All right, I stepped out for a moment to show you my fleet of trucks. When starting something new, you don't know what you don't know, and hindsight is always clear. 2020 vision. Also, if you're interested in starting a box truck company, I think the lessons I learned and will share in this video will get you in the right mindset and show you what to expect your first month of trucking to provide you with the tips and tricks on what you need to start on your own. So let's go back to my office and get started. So the first thing is FMCSA can be challenging. FMCSA is what they call MCS 150 or Form MCS 150. And this is a $300 application fee. When I last applied, it should be the same now. But the system is meant to be done at one time. And just be sure to pay attention to details. I do know there is a way you can use set up a username and log in to be able to go back and make changes, but after a certain number of days it expires, and then you have to go to the FMCSA website to be able to access your profile and make any changes. So just know that it is a little tricky. Prepare yourself to sit there and complete the entire application and enter the information that will allow you to do commerce, whether you're getting a DOT number only and doing a private purchase or private carrying, or if you are doing for hire and doing for other people. Just make sure that you understand the differences. Also want to add, with FMCSA, the process is standardized 21 days. Now, there are people you probably hear that get done with less. Just know this is rare, but it has happened. Now, for me, I got done in 17 days. And I probably could have gotten done sooner. I made some changes and it added more time to my timeline. So just know that 21 days is typical. It's when you should expect to have a decision for your authority if you do it right. Now, if you make mistakes or you filed the wrong document or you didn't respond to something, then you will have to start over and pay an additional $300, or you would have to appeal their decision. Just make sure you create that user ID for the initial application, and then when you go to the FMCSA website, make sure you get a login and a PIN. That way, when you make phone calls to the agency or if you log into your profile, you're able to access the critical portions that need to be verified. That you are the one that has the authority to make those changes. And just remember, it is a little bit challenging, but if you take your time, set some time aside and to focus, you can get the application sent in to begin to start the process of gaining your authority through FMCSA for your box truck company. The next thing is insurance requirements. Now, it's not totally clear. I know that when I first started, I did not get an agent. I recommend you get a local agent to help you that understands the trucking industry, and let them go through their book of options and a book of insurance companies that best fits your needs and also offers the best, the best price for you, the best premium, and additional services. They may have additional things to help support your business, like driver training or SOPs to help you start putting your training manual together. Different things they offer to kind of help you with your back end of your company. But just make sure, like I said, that you have a local agent that helps you go through different companies, get the best quoted price, and also whoever you choose to be your provider, just make sure they have 24/7 support, because there will be times where you may need to get a COI, which is a certificate of insurance, created to be able to add on a new shipper. In order to do that, whether it's a shipper or a broker, they want to make sure you have insurance. They want to have you add them as additional insured or certificate holder. certificate holder. So just make sure that you have access to that to do yourself if in case they're closed and can't help you during the day. Now, last thing about insurance is that you need to be sure that you understand the filings. When I started, I didn't use an agent. I figured, oh, insurance, I know how to do this, right? Okay, when I used the insurance company, I went with Progressive. I was doing everything online. So Progressive was the easiest one that I had thought to go through, right? And plus they own like 75-80% of the market share when it comes to new trucking companies. So I went through Progressive online, and I did not use the agent because I was able to do it all myself. And what the first question that I was asked was, what are my filings? And I said, what do you mean? What are my filings? She said, how do you want me to file? Do you have any filings? I was like, I don't really know what you're asking me. I don't understand the question. I was hoping you would give me direction as what you're needing from me, and then I can provide it. She said, well, no, that's not really how it works. Normally companies call, they know what their filings are, and they provide them. And then from there, we put it into the system and submit it to FMCSA. That way it's recorded that this is the granted authority you have and the coverage that you will be needing, right? So she began to explain to me different filings, and it wasn't really making sense. And so I took some time, I thought through it. I went to the FMCSA website, I asked questions, I went to my support and asked questions. I was like, I don't get what this is, what is the difference? But just know that you will definitely, depending on what you have, if you're a broker, it's different, but if you're going to be a carrying company for box trucks, BMC 91X and the BMC 34. So don't be like me. Make sure you know what type of filings you need before you contact the agent, or hire a local agent to be able to help you navigate the process. Now, building business credit is easy. One thing that I learned is once you purchase an asset or once you have collateral on the line, business credit is easy. When you have collateral, whether that is a contract or an asset or good credit, you'll be able to leverage that to get access to additional funds. So I noticed that happens. Like I said before, I was setting up different trade accounts. I was told you set up these trade accounts, make a couple purchases, they report your payment history to the credit bureaus for business credit, and you'll be good to go, right? No, it's different than that, and it's actually more simpler, and it becomes much more easier when you align your business with something that benefits the economy or benefits the U.S. or the country, our U.S. economy. So by me getting into trucking, which we say trucking is the heartbeat of America, right? If you bought it, it came on a truck, right? So just making sure that you align yourself with some of those big ticket businesses, it becomes a lot easier to get access to financing. And also just making sure you have some skin in the game or some collateral to be able to use also opens you up to more business credit. Makes the process a lot easier. And then for me, by me having the truck, now I had a reason to go open up those trade accounts, right? I had to go to Uline, for example, and purchase a pallet jack that may not have been available, locally. I had a reason to open trade accounts, and it wasn't so arbitrary, but more focused and strategic to meeting the business goals that I was trying to meet. The next thing I want to say is sales taxes are expensive. And after spending, the initial payment on the truck to pay it off, I knew that I wanted to try to slow down on my spending, but I knew there was more spending to be had. And one thing that you have to know is that when you're buying a truck, there's going to be some sales tax. In order for you to get the license plate you need, you got to pay taxes to your state. Well, I wanted to save, and I'm always looking for loopholes. And when it comes to 26-foot box trucks that are 25,999 pounds, there's a loophole. And I was able to register my business, at the 26,000 mark and on a portion tag. And I was able to then just get access to do interstate commerce and not pay taxes on the front end, but pay by the miles on the back end. So just know if you understand the law and the rules in your state, and if you understand a regular tag versus an apportioned tag. The last lesson I learned my first month is that if you're gonna get into trucking, you may be thinking, oh, it's a low barrier of entry. Let me tell you something, that is true to an extent. Because for the most part, an 18-year-old can get into trucking, it's not as easy as that. Because when you get into trucking, you have to be able to pay to play. There are costs, there are expenses. Everywhere you turn, someone wants a piece of your cut. So you have to be able to manage that and still make a profit. And with that being stated, you have to have 2 to 3 times more of the purchase of a truck. The more buffer you have in savings, the better, because you don't know what may happen down the line, but you want to be prepared for it. So I would say always have at least 2 to 3 times the amount of the truck in savings. That way you can have time to, generate the income, the revenue, to be able to sustain, the business can sustain itself and be able to grow. And one way that I did that, while my credit was good, while the business was brand new, I made sure I set up all my lines of credit on the front end. Not just one, but I did several. I made sure I had several lines of credit, several credit cards, several, had several places where I had funds saved. If I ever got into a bind, I had money. Because people always say, a lot of businesses don't fail because of bad service. They fail because they run out of money. And we're seeing that happen now with the economy, and different businesses are having to close their doors because they're running out of money. The work may be there and available, but they don't have the resources they need to sustain the life breath of that business. So just know, when you're getting started, set up those lines of credit. It's best that you have your personal credit already taken care of, and you have some savings as well. That way you can support the business as it's beginning to take root and grow to become sustainable on its own. So here's the summary. Number 1, learn as much as you can about FMCSA. You will learn the most once you go through the process, but if you can have a support group or someone who you can ask to answer those questions, the better. Find a local insurance company in your area and research different policies that make sense to you and your business. Just make sure whatever insurance company you do decide to go with has 24-hour support or a portal. That way you can handle other offline back-end administrative tasks that may be outside of business hours. Number 3, business credit opens up to you once you purchase a large item like a truck, or you have assets and collateral and a book of business. So just know that a lot of times while people don't have business, they don't have any skin in the game. So just know, whether you buy a truck, get a contract, or have business already flowing in, those are things that make it easier for you to get credit for your business. It's not setting up trade accounts, okay? Number 4, you might be exempt from paying sales taxes, but you have to check with your state, find out the rules of the license of tags, and then go from there. And last but not least, there are always expenses. In order to get into trucking, you really have to have the mindset to pay to play. So be sure that you have the credit you need set up, or the savings set up as well. All right, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will either answer the question directly, or if I start seeing multiple people have the same questions, I'll create a video and answer it to the group. If you want me to go into more depth about anything I've mentioned, just be sure to ask me below in the comment section and I'll be sure to reply to your request. All right, well, thank you for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions, leave in the comment section below. And do not forget to subscribe so I can make more videos like these. Like always, it was real. Until next time, take care. Bye.